CRM was supposed to improve customer relationships. Instead, it's shorthand for Customer Rage Machine. Your CRM can't explain why a customer's package took 5 detours? Reboot your inner peace and scream into a pillow. It's okay. On the ServiceNow AI platform, CRM stands for something better. AI agents don't just track issues, they resolve them, transforming the entire customer experience. So breathe in and breathe out. Bad CRM was then. This is ServiceNow.
101. So only recently, after traveling as long as we had, has it really clicked in. I'm a late bloomer in life. So only recently it clicked, like after going to Germany for the 3rd time, like, oh shit, I can go anywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And like fucking hey, at this point, everything is a job. I think going to the shop and getting food, that feels like a job. I have to get up off my ass. But with the band, with the music, you know, you go to a show, now you get paid for it, probably a little bit more now than you used to. And if you come across the world, it's like, cool, I can kind of feasibly do this. Like, has it felt like being in a band has kind of unlocked a few things in life for you?
Yeah, it is a certain level of shame, because I could have just got a passport at 18 and left. You know, there's no excuse. I mean, unless you live in a fascist country, America, there's no reason why you can't leave. You actually can just go through the proper channels, work a little shit job, and go wherever you want.
Yeah. But it's money. I mean, the other side of that, exactly. And I can hear all my friends be like, but you need fucking money to do that. Everything's expensive.
Everything's expensive. It's not, that's why doing the thing is a goal, because you fucking earned it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to be hard to do these things, unfortunately, but that's what makes it worthwhile.
I think in punk music, you know, obviously if people get into all kinds of punk, and then at some point they read about Black Flag and they read about Minor Threat and Discord, and then quite quickly you very easily learn, oh, these are a bunch of people who kind of put playing music ahead of anything else in their life. They would go to like diners and then eat leftover scraps of other people who had left it there. They would like siphon gas, you know, and like that was all a necessity because you need money, right, to make it happen.
Yeah.
So punk music is such a cool like vehicle, literally, to go and like do something. Obviously, you still need to eat and work out how to arrange your life around it, but it's sort of like a start, isn't it? It's a start of it.
It's the start of it. Yeah. Like I can, I don't know. Like I just said, you gotta earn it. I had to be a bouncer and do nefarious activities when no one's looking, in order to procure the funds to take care of my responsibilities, just to comfortably go on the road and make $0. I had a little girl come ask me at the merch table the other night, because obviously, you know, we're on tour. She was like, so I'm in a band, and like, just how do I get on tours like this, and how do I do it? And I was like, well, I've been going to shows for about 20 years now, and we've been in a band for 8, and we only just started getting paid for real within the last 2. So how much time do you have to sacrifice in order to get something out of it? I didn't expect this band to do half of what it's done, and I'm fortunate that it has. But I just was being a hardcore kid. That was it. Yeah. I just need my schedule to be free to go to shows.
Yeah. What was your relationship going to shows when you were younger? Like, would you go alone to shows?
Oh yeah. When I first found out, you know, I would go. You make friends in high school, and their bands play, so then you go see them. And then you find out about new bands, and then you go by yourself. And going by yourself is weird at first.
Yeah.
But you keep coming around. You mosh, you take your licks. You don't start no fights. You don't cause any trouble. Yeah. Next thing you know, people start talking to you.
Yeah, and you bring good energy, right? Especially if you can like dance like that. You can do that middle ground of like kind of moshing, but also kind of being friendly. That's a funny middle ground.
That's the thing. You can be a hard mosher, but you don't have to just go around assaulting everyone at the show. You know what I mean? You can just enjoy yourself. That's what it is. Just show up and be cool and keep showing up, and maybe it'll work out. I don't know.
What was it like growing up in Baltimore? I've spoken with Justice for this show a couple of times, and his story is kind of mad. You know, he moved out, I think, when he was like mid-teenager and like lived in like a squat. I mean, I don't know much about Baltimore other than obviously the TV shows about it. What was it like for you? What was your experience like?
So me personally, I've been conveying this to cats in recent times. My dad was born in 1949. My mom was born in 1957. So I didn't have young parents. I had established old school Black Baltimore Baptist Christian parents. So a lot of things that transpired in other people's households would never happen in my house.
Yeah.
On top of my father being a Freemason and all types of shit like that. Like I hear about people's upbringings and like in my house, we blah, blah, blah. That should get you killed in my house. Like actually, I'm not being facetious. Mel would fuck you up.
Yeah.
And I already had 3 other examples being like, hey, if you do this, he's going to do this.
Wow.
So if you like it peaceful around here, come and go as you please, just play by the rules. Make sure your room clean. Don't bring no trouble to the house. Don't go to jail because we don't make visits to the jail. So my upbringing in relation to, remember, hardcore is mostly a white boy thing. So my upbringing is completely different. You want to go out there and be a little gangster? Go right ahead.
Yeah.
That's on you.
Is there looking back now? I mean, obviously you're an adult, right? You can kind of see your own family in the context of all different folk you've met, and look, everyone you meet is going to be different, right?
Yeah.
Is it interesting that like if your parents were sounded like potentially they would beat on you? Is there like a weird dichotomy of that violence and them being super Christian? Because Christianity is about loving your neighbor, right?
It's about loving our neighbor. But also remember, they use Christianity to keep Black people enslaved. So that whole spare the rod, spoil the child, honor thy mother and father thing had a lot to do with it. But especially as I've gotten older, putting all that bullshit aside, I recognize just how hard they worked to get what they had. So out of respect to their integrity and diligence, all right, I won't bring no trouble back to the house. But me outside of this house, 2 different people.
So what happened when you turned like 16 and then 18 and you kind of...
I started, you go to the shows, you make friends. I'm from Baltimore, so like going to play Hey Mister. You know what Hey Mister is?
No.
Hey Mister is when you stand in front of a liquor store and like, hey, excuse me, Mister. And then you get some drunk to go in and buy you alcohol. So before I even started going to shows, I've been drinking and hanging out and like, playing cards and being in Baltimore. So when I started going to gigs, it low key felt like home. These kids, we laugh at the same stuff, we listen to the same stuff.
Yeah,
it didn't take a whole lot for me to be accepted.
Yeah, totally. Those gigs it's so interesting. Gigs can, you see someone once and you nod at them, and the next time you say hi, and then the next time you're hanging out at each other's houses. It's funny.
And then, fucking 16 years later, he drums in your band and you sing in his band and you travel the world.
Fuck yeah, that's so sick. So you were interested in music? Did you want to? I mean, you say it took so many years to be in a band. Did you want to be in a band? Like, did it just like not really happen that way?
I was raised in the church, as you know. I did the music thing. I got offered to go to a magnet program in my school district. Magnet is like your main focus. So I got into a vocal performance magnet program. So going to that high school is where I got exposed more to like the scene and the community and hardcore. And I like the music. So my only contribution would have been to front a band because I do vocals.
Yeah. Yeah.
And of course I always wanted to be in a band, but I didn't want to be in a band for the reasons dudes join bands. Like it only clicked recently that like dudes start bands to get girls, and I'm like, girls are right there. I don't have to hang out with 4 dudes once a week to hang out with girls. Girls are right there.
It's quite like a sexist. It's very sexist, but it's quite a misnomer. I don't know. It just feels a bit wrong. I don't like that saying. That way of thinking.
But I'm just now learning that like dudes do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just started a band because that was going to be my contribution to this community.
Yeah. Yeah. And you wanted to be involved in something you found energy in, right? I think like something I think a lot about is like energy. And it's funny when you can go into a room and the energy's sucked out of the room, and then you get the opposite where you're like, fuck yeah, you can do anything. I think about that so much.
I was attracted to the hardcore thing because even now in our performances, I try to keep it to a minimum because we're dealing with contracts and insurances and shit. You don't want to hurt nobody. Yeah. But hardcore was awesome because you could just throw the singer could just throw the mic stand into the crowd. Someone may pick up the trash can that's full of glass bottles and just start whipping them at people. And if you don't like it, you can either fight about it or shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was real cool.
I remember you just made me, I hadn't thought of this for a little while, but I remember seeing Ceremony open for Paint It Black in London 2010. And I forget the guitarist's name, the kind of androgynous guitarist of Ceremony. Really interesting person. Just like picked up the mic stand, threw it like horizontally, and there's no way that didn't hit at least 5 people. And it's like, it was terrifying, but it was fucking awesome, And
hardcore is the best because hopefully the people in the audience understand I didn't throw that mic stand at you per se. I threw it because one, I kind of wanted to see someone get hit with a mic stand. But also, I kind of wanted to see someone get hit with a mic stand. And that's why I threw it into the crowd. There was no thoughts before or after pick it up and throw it. You're just going off of impulse. And that's cool.
Totally. It's that animal instinct. It's that thing that we all have inside of us that just needs to fucking get let out occasionally,
Yeah. It's like what's the song I wrote? La Proud de Vie. Yeah. That French sensation of just like maybe I could just drive my car off the cliff.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah,
everyone.
It's similar with hardcore. It's like, you know what? I could just light a firecracker off in here. What if I just let my gun ring out once or twice? Let's see what happens.
I always think it's very impressive when you've been able to do it. I feel so thankful I've been able to do it. Is keep punk such a big part of my life because it's very easy to kind of lose track of local shows, and it's really easy to kind of you don't pay attention for half a year and you don't know what's happening, and I think that's got a big part to do with like regular quote unquote life of like getting a real job, not having time for it, getting out of that routine. What's your story of like I suppose your 20s where life's happening? How did you stick to being involved in music?
So I like what you said. Yeah, I inadvertently made a conscientious decision to be a ne'er-do-well. At 21, I was working an audiovisual hotel AV job, and with like salary and overtime and all that, I could have been racking around 60, 65 if I really like grinded it out over the course of 12 months. But luckily, I dislocated my elbow at a show, and that like knocked me out. But I just, I don't know. I never wanted nothing about that world seemed fun. Getting reprimanded for not shaving and having to send people home because they told a client I don't know. Nothing about that rat waste world seemed interesting to me. So out of my rejection to that, the only thing I had was the fucking punk scene. Like I'm gonna go be a bouncer or bartend somewhere or something because those are the connections I got, and that's what kept me connected to the community.
Yeah. There's that one line on your new record where it's like, our compassion is running on fumes, and that's the stuff that we all see in the workplace. Like you see that in the way that people treat each other in all kinds of work, because work, it depends on a hierarchy, and it's bullshit.
We're tearing it down. Even currently, I'm not going to say any names or whatnot, but definitely during COVID, you saw a lot of like the OG legacy guys that you think hardcore, you think of this person's band. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You've seen how since COVID and after, some of their politics and opinions are just like, that is embarrassing.
Surprising, yeah.
And it's antithetical to what music they've produced. So we tearing that shit down now. Some things don't make sense. Anyway,
did
like bullying new kids. But that's what I was going to get at. The fucking old heads not having respect for the younger kids because, like, no, you didn't grow up in a fucked up, abusive household. No, they didn't. Are you going to punish a motherfucker because their parents didn't beat on them? Yeah. That's crazy.
Did you choose to be born into the life that you have?
None of us are choose. If that was the case, I would have been born black. I'll tell you that much. You goofy fuck.
Yeah. How anyway. Is that a conversation that comes up a lot in like your day-to-day life, or when you speak to, you know, that kind of, I don't want to say legacy, but obviously they're all different types of hardcore bands.
Nah, it's just from being around for so long and knowing the way some of these guys feel about things. I totally understand that the scene and community that you were contributing to has changed. You got fairies, we got trans people, we got androgynous people, we got a very big queer community. And that's just evolution, dog. They still wearing your band shirts. They're still giving you the praise and attention. You still in the conversation. For sure. You learn a little humility and just say thank you. That energy will carry over into something that you can monetize or physically manifest.
Respect goes a long way, right?
Because the guards change. You know what I mean? If there's a new sheriff in town, but you still want to suck the old sheriff's dick, you're not going to get anything done.
Yeah, who is the new sheriff? I mean, is it? I love it. I'm for it. I'm down with it.
I appreciate it.
And you know what? It's so good. I'm just gonna fucking just like, it's so important to say this, I think, but your record is so sick because it's got that thing of like, it's got that mix of like different types of hardcore, but it's techie in parts, it's mosh tech, it's fucking good, and it all has bits, and those bits make me think, you know, you can only play all those different bits as fast as you do, as much as you do together, if you get pretty damn good at your instrument, and you can only do that if you put the time in, which I think is really inspiring, because I mean, I don't think it matters who you are, whether you play an instrument or not. You can like respect when a guitar, drummer, singer is good, you know, and like you can tell someone's put thousands and thousands of hours into doing their thing.
That dude Ray Lee is possibly one of the best guitarists I know.
Hell yeah!
Like, because he writes the leads, he writes the rhythm, and he writes the bass.
Yeah.
So that is all that, and we don't even necessarily like the same music. Like, Ray is a big metal guy, but he'll also listen to French Montana and Pop Smoke, like all day. I'm talking all day. So it's very diverse.
Maybe that's where he gets it.
Yeah, that's exactly where he gets it from. One, he's a fucking crazy person. He loves guitar and he listens to everything. Seriously, I don't think he do a lot of country or western, but.
Did you practice a lot before you started playing shows and like the first time you were going on tours?
So that's actually hilarious. Before we really got on, we practiced at least once a week. And that was more so like, we get to practice the songs. We're excited to be in this band. But me and Ray Lee were real tight 8 years ago. Obviously, we still tight, but we were much tighter when the band first started. So Ray and I would just, and that's when he still drank. So we would just, it was an excuse to get hammered and make noise. So we practiced a whole lot in the beginning, and that really forged the interpersonal relationship. But in terms of now, Ray just sends you the music, and then I write lyrics to it. We may practice once or twice. Like on this run here, our first show on this run was our first show with the guy we got playing bass right now. That was his first time ever playing live with him.
Did you practice much with him before?
No.
Oh, fuck. You just got straight
We actually met him while on tour. He was playing bass in a band called Life's Question. And we somehow picked him up. And we just hung out with him. But he's obviously a very proficient bass player. Yeah. And just hopped in and started playing.
Yeah, nice. I mean, to be... I mean, and this is another cool thing about hardcore is that if you like a band and you're on the other side of the world, you can probably see their set on YouTube about 50 times. And so I've seen a lot of End It videos. You're tight live. Like I mentioned it just earlier about learning your instruments, but playing your instruments together in a room, that takes a lot of time and a lot of money, right? I mean, you practice room, rehearsal.
Practice space, prices and all that.
You got to dedicate yourself to that. You know, that's no light light work?
So I'll respond with this. When I found out I had a kid on the way, one of my OGs, Black Nick, I was just talking. So I was like, "Yo, I'm about to have a kid. What am I gonna do?" He's like, "Don't take this the wrong way. You're dumb enough that by the time you realize what you're saying, you've already had the solution." And that's pretty much been this band. We, at least from my perspective, there's been no intention. Hey, you're in the band now. Cool. Practices on Wednesday. Cool. Hey, we're playing a show on this day. Cool. That's all that has been occurred. They give me a date and a time, and I show up. I didn't know. I know now, in retrospect, how much effort and sacrifice has been made for us to get to this point. But in the midst of the thing, I guess I'm just gonna be fucking broke. What else is new? I got a show to play. We have to go to Syracuse. Oh, we got to play Philly. Oh, I can't go to work. Well, I can't go get a full-time job because they're gonna want availability and consistency, and I can't give that because I think we got to go to Florida. So yeah, no, there's been a lot of things sacrificed and a lot of hours dedicated, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
We don't notice and just play the fucking show.
Looking back on it, how do you think you got through it?
Alcohol, drugs and alcohol and time travel and just debauchery. That's why in the most stereotypical way, we're musicians like that. Granted, where we're headed now, we don't need that anymore because we do tour in a much more comfortable manner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like right now, we got Airbnb. Oh, a bed to myself, a bathroom to myself. That's it. I don't have to sleep on someone's floor.
Yeah.
So we don't need those coping mechanisms anymore going forward because we are seeing we're reaping what we sow, so to speak.
You don't need 5 tall boys if you've got a nice pillow. Yeah. I mean, you can still have them. You can still have them.
You still have them. I mean, but also, pretty much everyone's sober on this run. And what all I'm going to do just get gacked out of my mind by myself. That's no fun.
Don't do that.
We're pretty much in bed by 1, 2 o'clock now.
Yeah. Hey, you gotta wake up and get to the thing. How have you got into, I suppose touring at some point, becomes like a well-oiled machine, or however you want to say it, where it's, everyone's got to do their bit. How's End It found it like becoming like a touring band, like a regular touring band? It's
in all honesty, as chaotic as we are, we're the most responsible on tour. Yeah. Because you don't want to disappoint the promoters and the label and the fans. Excuse me. Also, we do enjoy playing. I do enjoy taking my shirt off and yelling at people and saying cuss words and saying "fuck America" and capitalism's bad and shit like that. That's a lot of fun. So on tour, whether in the beginnings or now, we're the most responsible on the road.
Yeah.
It's when you leave us at home with nothing to do for a couple months at a time, and you're in that weird limbo of like, well, I still can't go get a job.
Yeah.
Because I know we got this coming up. Yeah. And like this last little break, we had to record the album, and I was staying in DC, so I had to boogie from Washington DC to Baltimore, and then back to DC, and then like I still got to go see my kid. So tour is great because all I got to do is get in the van.
Yeah, yeah. I imagine. I think that's a lot of thing with people who tour. Like, you know what you're doing when you're away, when you're working on tour, but then when you go home, it's like, fuck. What do I do with myself?
Me personally, that's why I like when I'm home in El Paso, I just hang out with my old lady. I don't really go out. I don't leave the house with so much because I know just 2-3 weeks from now I'll be doing all types of shit.
Yeah, yeah. You'll be seeing stuff. You'll be hearing stuff. You can have a lot of fun. That's it.
Yeah. I personally like bowling though. Now that we're starting to like turn a profit when we get off the road, you have a couple dollars, and I can go buy a bowling ball again.
Yeah.
And another pair of shoes. And because before the band started, that's how I was gonna try to pay my bills. I was gonna become a professional bowler.
No way. Tell me everything about that.
I come from a bowling family. I've been bowling since I was able to walk, like 3-4. My grandparents and my uncles and my mom were in bowling leagues in Baltimore County, where we're from, it's still the same bowling league. Like the lineage of that bowling league still tracks back to like the 70s and 60s or whatnot.
So you'd have your own bowling ball. You'd have your own
Well,
shoes.
I had my own bowling ball. When I was working at the auto bar, I left my van unlocked. And if you know about this van, you know there was no way to lock it. And I guess I feel like I put someone out and they went in my van and took my ball and my shoes. It had to be. And I think I know exactly who it was, but it's whatever.
How did you? I don't want to rake over the bad memories. Why do you thought you pissed him off?
Because we were close, and they were drunk, and it ain't hard to piss off a drunk person. They're drunk, so I think I just like maybe told them to calm down and put them out the club, and they went in my van and took my shit.
Mate, you got to get Endit bowling balls.
I want to do bowling shirts. That'd be cool.
I'd wear that, and that's the you can wear those shirts to nice occasions. You know, you can go to your niece's 10th birthday in that. You know,
and a sick bowling shirt. You give me a good idea. Maybe I will get like a custom Endit bowling ball, dude. When I come off the road,
get in touch. I'll pre-order one. You got one pre-order here.
I still want to be like I do miss. Being in a bowling league. I joined a couple leagues at this point in my life. I do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yeah. Be in 3 leagues at one time. You can make good money in a bowling league as well.
So you were pretty good, were you?
In relation to your average bowler, like your recreational bowler, I'm going to smoke you. In relation to dudes who bowl, like I bowl with dudes who have well over 50, 300 games.
Okay, and then where does like what's the basic workflow of the money? Where the money come from? How do you get paid it?
Well, in bowling, at least in the short time I was active, you pay your dues, and then at the end of league, whatever team is in top position gets this amount of money, blah blah blah. But there's also tournaments. Okay. So like you can go on a Saturday bowling or you can be in a tournament all weekend. Come up $25,000. There's side betting, which is illegal, but yeah. Wow. Like when you watch a PBA match and like that guy won $250,000, he may have took home $250,000, but the dude who came in fifth might have took home like 10,000. Well, not quarter, 10,000. That's not bad money to throw a bowling ball.
That is good.
I mean, you made $10,000 and you lost. Did I lose?
Yeah. I hope you get back into that. That sounds like a lot of fun.
I mean, that's low-key the retirement plan. Probably that, or start a fucking church, maybe do stand-up. After doing all types of wild shit for a very long time, I still enjoy wild shit. I don't yearn for it as much anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, is it now like playing music and getting paid probably, more than you've been before, and like being able to make it, I don't know, you tell me, but like sustainable? Like, does that really kind of emphasize like you can do this for a little bit?
Yes. Being able to turn a profit, like I said, does fuel you wanting to continue to do it. Granted, I would have kept doing it. I'd have just kept doing it. The fact that we're making money now is a blessing, and I'm not gonna ever be ungrateful for that opportunity. But I would have just kept doing it regardless. Yeah. But what was the question again? Good. My fault.
As
there's dudes in the house and they started talking and I got distracted.
After working all these different side jobs alongside being in the band, and now the band turning a profit, and you can the band's now like your job, right?
Yeah.
Do you think about like like this is it? Are you kind of trying to educate yourself and be like, okay, how can I make this sustainable?
That's what it is. All right, so after doing it for so long, you got to think how deep in the hole I am on certain bills and whatnot. So it is sustainable, but the only way to do it at this current juncture of the band is you got to hit the road more.
Yeah.
Which is fine though.
Yeah.
I got a good team of people around me in terms of the band, and in my personal life. Shout out to the mother of my child. Don't ever say I never gave you your flowers. You're doing an excellent job. And I got my family and whatnot. So it is sustainable. You just gotta, again, I feel like right now we're kind of starting over. Like we're back at square one on a different level because of the opportunities we're getting in the festivals and whatnot. We're now the new kids on the block in a different bracket.
Yeah.
So you gotta prove it again. You gotta show your dedication to the thing again.
Yeah.
But that's fine though, because the fuck else I got to do?
Yeah, you're used to it as well.
Yeah, this is how I live my life. I tried to have a not tried. I worked a little stint while I was back home doing AV again, and it's interesting the way people they're going to work and this is their main job and they need to this person didn't do that and these guys don't do that and this that, and the third, and I'm like, yeah, I'm going to Australia in a month, so as long as it takes to build the screen and set the room is as long as it's gonna take. I don't have anything else to do, in all honesty.
Yeah.
But they got, kids and bills, and this is their everyday. This is their life. This is important to them. And I could fucking care less.
Hell yeah. Hey, it's good to meet Akil. Wrong
Nice
Side
to
of
meet you
Heaven
as
is
well.
so tight. I was running. I've listened to it a bunch since it came out, but just today I went for a run. I got back into running because it's September. Start of the school year, start fresh again, and it's such a fucking ripping record. Thank you, man. It's so good.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
101. Just to end with, I'm a big fan of like work fuck ups. And I think that's what happens when you work loads of different jobs is you end up like just having those days where you really fuck it up. Have you got any particular memories where you wanted to cry? You wanted to go home with your ball?
So I can be honest with this one. It was when I picked up bodies. I used to pick up dead bodies, anatomical donations, and the recently deceased. It may be a house, it may be a nursing home. Sometimes it'd be from a hospital. Now in doing that job, I used to fuck up a lot because like it was during COVID and there's not a lot of on the job training you can really get with this job. Like you're gonna come into situations you've never seen before. Long story short, woman passed away. She's a bariatric case. She's like a smooth 536 pounds. It was just a puddle of a human in this body bag. And no one told me it was a bariatric patient. And had they did, I would have had backup. I would have had someone to assist me.
Do you say geriatric as in old person?
No, bariatric.
What does that mean?
Bariatric surgery.
What does that mean?
Obese.
Right. Got it.
This one, yeah. So this woman, I get her on my cot. Now I got my normal people size cot, not my obese size cot. I get the woman on there. I get her down the ramp. I get her in my car. I drive her to where we put the donations. I get her out my truck. My fucking wheels don't open up. And now a 500-pound woman is on the floor. And she's in the body bag still, but there is no way to grip her. I'm not strong enough to pull 500 pounds of dead weight in the shape of a human off the ground. Wow. In doing so, all the fluid in her starts rushing out and the bag rips. The zipper won't open. So now I got a 500-pound dead woman on a concrete floor, all types of whatever fluid running everywhere. I can't grab the shit. I got gloves on and whatnot. And I had to wait for my coworker to get done a call, meet me 3 hours later, and get her back on the cart. Now this body bag and her are all covered in mucus and spit and whatever slime came out of her fucking body. And mind you, it's like 6:30 in the morning. I've been picking up bodies since Saturday evening. It's now Monday morning.
That was 3 hours you were waiting with this body.
Just sitting there with. I have so many stories like that. Or like it rained real hard and there was a traffic accident. And I get to the fucking location. Old man and passed away. But like I got the officer wanted to leave because it was time for him to clock out, which I understand. So I gotta wait for my coworker again. But it's raining hard as shit. So I'm just sitting in a room with a dead body for like 5-6 hours. And there's no cell service because we in the sticks.
Were you a different person after that?
Yeah, you're talking to him.
Seriously though, did that change something in you?
Yeah. You see enough dead people and enough sadness and grief and whatnot. It's just like, yeah, that's what happens in life. If you're born, you're gonna die. I picked them up anywhere from 2 years old to 100 years old.
Oh my god, that's
you should be so lucky to die and someone can identify your body after. You know, there's a little bit of solace in hospice and nursing homes. At least someone cared about you enough to secure your final days. Some people just fucking die. Some people just overdose in an alleyway and are dead. They don't have family. They don't got nobody.
Yeah, I was gonna say it puts into perspective, doesn't it? It does make you appreciative, doesn't it? You got family, you got friends.
It ain't that bad.
Yeah,
it ain't that bad. It sucks. It ain't that fucking bad.
Cheers for watching. This is 101 Part-Time Jobs. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, and all podcast apps. We've done interviews with Aurora, Kneecap, Idols, Lauren Mabry of Churches, and loads more. So tap into 101 Part-Time Jobs on Spotify, Apple, and all podcast apps. Welcome along to 101 Part-Time Jobs. Every single one of our episodes is available ad-free at our Patreon, patreon.com/101 Part-Time Jobs. I know that there are all these messages trying to sell you things that you may or may not want. So for £4 a month, that's around $5.50 US, you can get over 450 of our episodes and every single one in the future, featuring all the brilliant guests that we have week in, week out, completely ad-free. You can head to patreon.com/101 Part-Time Jobs, get all your episodes bother free, and you support us directly. Cheers.